So off the tip, it's Boston. And now the opening lineup for Boston. Thomas is the point with Bradley into his side. Ryan Scalabrine is out there with Jared Sullinger. And it's Crowder in at the small forward position.
And guys, we've seen teams hire college coaches with no NBA experience before. It hasn't always worked out. But for Boston, they have to be very pleased with Brad Stevens.
And Chicago has possession. Following the miss by Avery Bradley. And Scalabrine gets it to go. Scalabrine's got his team on the board to start the game for Chicago. Outside Thomas. Sullinger outside. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two. And Brad Stevens now in his third year coaching the Celtics. Greg, I know you admire him from afar. Good fit for the franchise. Good fit, Clark, for a young team.
Agree with you completely on all of that. He stresses team unity and selflessness and sets the example and tone with his demeanor.
The Boston Celtics figured to be near the bottom of the league last year. In many ways, they outperformed a lot of people's expectations.
And by no means were they a contender at any point, but they very well could be ahead of themselves in terms of the rebuilding process.
And a really good way to start the game. He's a guy who, if he gets it going early, he's going to give you problems.
Here's the screen. Bradley against Butler. Shot clock at 6. Bradley passes to Scalabrine. Here's Sullinger. It's deflected. Oh, and a fast break for the Bulls. And he dunks it down.
How about that one-man fast break?
I love the power finish at the end of it, too.
Here's Thomas. Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
15 seconds left to play in the first quarter.
And he's starting to get what he wants here early and often. Nice move.
Here's Scalabrine. 6 points for him. Just 3 on the clock, and it's good on the way out. Scalabrine's got 8 points.
Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play.
And so the first quarter is in the books. Bulls. And Pau Gasol, after some great years and some difficult years, talks about now his newfound excitement. I think you'd have to say that Gasol's decision to go to Chicago, Clark, was great. He clearly gave it a lot of thought. It's hard to imagine him having made a better pick.
You know, I agree. Not only is he happy, but so are his teammates, Ask Rose and Noah and Butler. Those guys love playing with him, and you can see how the change of scenery rejuvenated the big Spaniard, too.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Bulls?
I tell you what, defensively, they have been in tune with one another as intense as I've seen.
Yeah, nice job helping out on the rotations and drives, doing really good work at the defense.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor. All fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. Taking a look at the Bulls.
You know, on the surface, it might seem questionable to attempt a dunk like that when you're behind, but I think he's just trying to give him a spark.
What a dunk it was.
And he's got that awe factor. Even look at us. We're all sitting here just waiting for when he goes airborne.
And that replay is sponsored by Kia, the Kia Slam Cam, giving us a great look at that one.
This is some kind of performance we're seeing from him today. He has yet to miss a shot.
Thomas kicks to Scalabrine. No good on the 3. The Bulls leading by 8.
And with the time left, they still can go 2 for 1.
Boy, they got to do it fast. They must hurry from here.
I love his shot selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team.
So the Celtics call timeout.
And no doubt last season the Bulls were clearly preparing for the playoffs. They played their rookies but added a lot of playoff seasoned veterans to that roster.
And the basket by Thomas.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know, he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
Here's Scalabrine, and the Bulls another three.
And fellas, in this quarter, he's improved on what was already a very good performance in period number one.
Outside Thomas. Bradley dishes to Scalabrine. From downtown, count that one. The Bulls' lead has been cut down to just 8 points on the bucket from Bradley.
They started the game off tortoise-like, but their offense coming to life.
Yeah, they've got a little bit more pep in their step as they start to put together some rhythm. Right thing there to stay that tight on him and really try to keep him out of his comfort zone.
And we finished one half of basketball.
Hey, Kevin.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Well, 2 quarters down, 2 to go. Welcome back, Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal. It was a closely contested first quarter for Chicago, the largest lead for them during the period. And that's it for halftime as the second half is just about to get underway. See you after.
And now the third quarter about to get going. The Bulls leading by 8. On the court for the Celtics. Thomas is the point with Bradley into his side. Ryan Scalabrine is out there with Jay Crowder. And it's Sellinger in at the 5 down low. So it's the Celtics now.
We're really impressed with the way Jimmy Butler last season made big strides in his game, going from a supporting role player to someone you can build your team around.
And Scalabrine gets it to go.
Nice move and finish. I think the halftime break really gave him a second win.
1:29 left in the third quarter of the game. And the Bulls another 3. And Jimmy Butler had the career highs across the board last season. Won the Most Improved Player of the Year award. Really picking up his production in his 4th season.
You know, we had seen the flashes of potential in Butler before. Last season, he sustained great play and really took everything to the next level. And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime-dropping delights is what I call it.
That was a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yep, he was on the money, that's no doubt. Here's Scalabrine, and he bangs it home with one hand.
Tell you what, he's not an easy guy to stop when he's got his sight on the rim.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher.
Did he just go chop there with that one hand tomahawk slam?
Ryan Scalabrine. That's his first personal foul. Celtics substitution. Ryan Scalabrine.
90 seconds now into the second half. Bradley kicks to Scalabrine.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
Yeah, he was one step late that time, Greg.
For Boston, they have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2.
And they were 75% from the line a season ago.
Celtics making a switch here. Scalabrine's checked in.
He's always been extremely reliable at the line, and today's been no different.
Chicago leading by 9. Butler on the way. There's 21 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
And just a little bit ragged defensively there, Clark.
The Bulls shooting their first foul shot of the night.
And just to mention, a season ago, they were very comfortable at the line, hitting about 78% of their free throws.
You know, Kevin, they would love to post a similar percentage again this season. I mean, I think that's safe to say they'd love to shoot free throws as well as they did a year ago.
Man, that is a missed opportunity right there.
And he'll be the first to tell you.
Welcome back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. Celtics Celtics trail by 12. Rose is the 1 with Butler is the 2. Doug McDermott is out there with Brian Scalabrine. And it's Gasol at the 5. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago.
And with room like that off the pick, you have got to knock that one down.
Well, you know, they did everything right, Greg. They executed. All you want is a good look at the basket. Sometimes the shots just don't fall.
And he gets it to go. Scalabrine's got 12 points in just the second half.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
Jared Sullinger's checked in for Boston. Isaiah Thomas comes in for Turner.
Celtics substitution. Jared Sullivan.
So it's Boston now. They trail by 14. Thomas goes in. Sullinger outside. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Chicago's gone 3 of 3 from three-point land here tonight. Here is Scalabrine. Guarded by Grant. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2.
And really, the Bulls wanted a lot of injuries last season and still had a good showing in the East. Came away with the 3 seed when many thought they would sink down after missing so many games from key players.
And he makes both free throws. And the Bulls did end up with the 3rd seed in the East. 33 of their 50 wins last year, Clark, coming in the Eastern Conference.
But it wasn't an even distribution of those wins for the Bulls. Against their own division in the Southeast, they played 500 basketball. They got their good in-conference record from feasting on the Atlantic team, taking 16 wins in 18 games against that division.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority, very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for the Bulls.
Looking at both these teams, they're great rebounders, and on any given night, you might not know who would have the advantage on the boards.
Yeah, but they did a better job tonight. They made the most of the extra rebounds, too.
Scalabrine passes to Gasol. Shot clock at 6. Here's Scalabrine. And it's Chicago scoring again.
Well, if it wasn't out of reach, it is now, thanks to that last little spurt.
And why put the brakes on now? I just say keep on letting it fly.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Here's the pass to Sullinger. In the corner, Crowder with it. Outside Thomas. And so Chicago takes this one.